common question I get is how many policies do I need to practice infinite banking? And the truth is it depends, but for most people, it's going to be more than one. It's going to be multiple or a series of policies. Let me explain why. First off, you have something called human life value. That is the maximum amount of death benefit that the insurance company will write on somebody. And for most people, when you look at whole life and the premium required to fully insure your life using that whole life, it's going to be too much for somebody to pay up front. So they're going to have to whittle away at that over time. Another thing is as people go through life, typically from a financial standpoint, they're doing better. So they're going to have a need to accommodate that capital. So if you're truly practicing infinite banking as you're doing better and better financially, you're going to need a place to store that capital. Another thing is inflation. When you look at the value of the dollar today compared to the value of the dollar tomorrow, the value today is much higher. So tomorrow when that value is less, you're going to need a place to store that extra capital in order to make up for that. As you have more and more dollars in the future, that's going to lead to more and more premium with these policies. Another thing is different objectives. The policy you are starting today is going to be very different probably than the policy you're starting down the road. You may have different objectives. Today, you may be looking at liquidity or something else. Your policy down the road may be something for generational wealth that you're trying to pass on to your kids, grandkids, whoever that beneficiary is. Remember, these are not a one-size-fits-all. When you're talking to your practitioner, you have different policies that are going to be doing different things. So make sure you clearly articulate exactly what you're trying to accomplish so that your practitioner can design a policy that's designed for you. Throughout all of this, though, remember, the real objective is to store capital. It's not to accumulate policies. So if you have a windfall or you start doing better in work, the big thing for me is I look at where my capital is being stored. If I get to a point where my capital is being stored in a bank or somewhere outside of my policies and it's starting to really accumulate, that is a key indicator for me that it's time to open up a new policy so I have a better place to store my capital. Putting this all together, Nelson said it perfectly. He said that there's going to be a system of policies to meet your financial needs. And that's exactly how I look at this. The big thing, though, is when do you actually start that next policy? And like I alluded to before, the big thing for me is when my capital starts building up, my policy loans are paid off, I'm comfortably making my premium payments, and now capital is being stored outside of my system, that is a key indicator that it's time for me to go ahead and open up a new policy. All right, if you found this valuable, please like. If you want more information like this, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're ready to take the next step, go to my Start Here page linked in both the description and the comments. In my next video, I'll be tackling how policy loans actually work. See you there.